You trust the label. It promises immunity support, wellness, natural ingredients. But for seniors over 50, these so-called health foods can silently weaken your defenses, spike inflammation, and complicate medications you depend on. From sugar-loaded vitamin drinks to bacteria-ridden fermented snacks, the betrayal runs deep. Today, we're exposing 9 immunity foods that actually harm you and revealing the 2 that genuinely protect your health. Starting off at number 9, we've got Emergen-C Immune Plus, the bright orange packet promising a vitamin C explosion to shield you from every cold and flu. The marketing screams immunity boost, energy, protection. Walk down any drugstore aisle and you'll see towers of these packets stacked near the pharmacy counter, positioned exactly where worried seniors pick up prescriptions. That placement isn't accidental. It's designed to catch you when you're already thinking about health. The foil tears open easily, the powder fizzes when you add water, and that citrus smell fills your kitchen like a promise of wellness. But here's what they don't print on that cheerful packaging. Each serving dumps 6 grams of added sugar into your system, more than what's hiding in a glazed donut hole. For seniors managing blood sugar or diabetes, that spike doesn't boost anything except inflammation. Your pancreas struggles, your insulin response falters, and your immune system pays the price. Studies show excessive sugar suppresses white blood cell activity for up to 5 hours after you drink it. Think about that. 5 hours where your body's frontline defenders move slower, react weaker, fight less. That's not protection. That's sabotage in a packet. The fizzy, citrus taste masks what's really happening inside your bloodstream. Inspection reports from manufacturing plants have noted quality control lapses, including inconsistent vitamin content and contamination risks during bulk powder processing. Some batches tested showed vitamin C levels 15% below what the label claimed. You thought you were arming your immune system with every morning glass. Instead, you're feeding sugar to inflammation and trusting a production line that can't guarantee what's actually in the powder. The betrayal runs deeper when you realize the company knows exactly who buys these packets. People over 50 trying to avoid getting sick, people on multiple medications, people who trust a bright label because it's sold next to real medicine. Have you ever bought a box of vitamin packets thinking it would keep you healthier, only to realize later what else came inside that powder? The packet promises strength. The sugar delivers weakness, and your white blood cells spend the morning moving through syrup instead of fighting threats. Emergen-C built a brand on immune promises, but for seniors the math is simple. Sugar wins, immunity loses, and your bloodstream becomes the battlefield. Now at number 8, Naked Juice Immunity Smoothie. The bottle covered in images of ripe fruit, bright greens, and bold text shouting natural immunity defense. It sits in the refrigerated case looking pure, looking healthy, looking like liquid vitality you can grab and go. The label uses words like antioxidants and superfoods. The bottle feels substantial in your hand. You twist the cap and the smell is sweet, almost tropical, like a vacation from worry. But flip that bottle and read the fine print. Over 50 grams of sugar per bottle. That's nearly double the daily recommended limit for seniors, delivered in one sitting, flooding your system faster than your body can manage it. The fruit sugars, even though marketed as natural, spike your blood just like processed sugar. For those on blood pressure medication or managing heart conditions, this isn't just about calories. It's about how that sugar surge interferes with drug efficacy and increases arterial inflammation. Your medication works to keep vessels relaxed and blood flowing smoothly. Then you drink a bottle of this and your arteries tighten. Your heart works harder, and the pills you depend on have to fight against a tidal wave of fructose they weren't designed to handle. The texture is thicker than you expect, slightly pulpy, coating your throat as you swallow. That thickness comes partly from the concentrated fruit, but also from what you can't see. Consumer complaint logs reveal bottles sitting in warehouses without proper temperature control, leading to bacterial growth and fermentation before they even hit the shelf. The smell might seem slightly off, a faint sour note under the mango and apple. The texture might feel a bit too thick, almost gummy. By the time you notice, you've already swallowed half the bottle. Seniors with weakened immune systems are the most vulnerable to these hidden pathogens. Listeria, Salmonella, E. coli, bacteria that thrive when cold chains break and nobody catches it until after distribution. One recall in recent years pulled thousands of bottles for exactly this reason. But how many bottles were already consumed before the recall went public? How many seniors drank contaminated smoothies thinking they were doing something good for their health? The brand promised vitality in every sip. The reality was risk in every batch that sat too long, shipped too warm, or got stocked past safe windows. Do you check dates on refrigerated drinks before buying, or do you trust the store handled it right? A bottle full of fruit sugar isn't medicine. It's a glucose bomb wrapped in wellness language. And for seniors, it's a betrayal that starts the moment you believe the label. Naked juice looks like health, but 50 grams of sugar and questionable storage make it one of the worst choices you can hand to someone over 50. Before we go further, if this kind of information helps you stay safer at the grocery store, hit subscribe right now. It's free, and it means you'll never miss these exposés that could protect your next meal. Coming in at number 7, Yoplait Yop Probiotic Drink. Probiotics are supposed to strengthen your gut, boost immunity, help digestion. Yoplait sells this drink as a powerhouse of live cultures and wellness. The commercials show active, smiling people drinking on the go. The bottle is small, convenient, brightly colored. Twist the cap and the creamy liquid inside smells faintly sweet, like vanilla yogurt thinned just enough to drink. It goes down smooth, coating your throat with that familiar dairy richness. The label promises billions of live probiotic cultures in every bottle. That's the pitch. That's the reason people buy it. But FDA testing revealed inconsistencies in bacterial strain viability. Many bottles contained far fewer live probiotics than labeled. Some had almost none. The bacteria that made it into the bottle either died during production, got killed in storage, or never existed in the promised numbers to begin with. For seniors relying on gut health to manage medication absorption or immune function, this is a silent failure. You're drinking what tastes like a probiotic product but getting little to no actual benefit. Your gut microbiome doesn't improve. Your digestion doesn't get the support it needs. And if you're taking medications that depend on healthy gut flora for proper absorption, antibiotics, anti-inflammatories, heart meds, you're left without the buffer you thought you were building. Worse, some production batches were flagged for contamination with harmful bacteria like E. coli due to poor sanitation in mixing tanks. That's not a small oversight. That's a production environment where cleaning protocols failed, where harmful microbes got into the same tanks that were supposed to deliver helpful ones. The creamy texture and sweet vanilla flavor mask the danger. You don't taste contamination. You don't smell E. coli. The warning only comes later. Stomach cramps, diarrhea, fever. And by then, you're wondering what you ate that made you sick. Seniors on immunosuppressants or kidney medications are especially at risk. An infection from contaminated probiotics can escalate quickly, turning a simple grocery purchase into an emergency room visit. Fraudulent health claims around probiotics are common across the industry, but when a major brand with national distribution fails basic quality and safety checks, the betrayal cuts deeper because trust was built over decades of advertising. How often do you assume a probiotic drink is actually doing what it claims, without ever seeing proof? A bottle that tastes like yogurt isn't automatically safe. And probiotics that don't survive production are just expensive milk with a health claim. Yoplait Yop promised gut protection and immune support. What it delivered was inconsistency, contamination risk, and a betrayal seniors didn't see coming until it was too late. Arriving at number 6, Bolthouse Farms Daily Greens Juice. The label boasts kale, spinach, spirulina, all the superfoods that promise to fortify your immune system naturally. The deep green color looks like liquid health poured straight from a garden. You pick up the bottle and it feels heavy, substantial, serious. Twist the top and the smell is earthy, grassy, almost medicinal in a way that makes you believe it's working. The thick texture coats your mouth as you drink. It tastes like vegetables and effort, and that makes you trust it even more. But here's the hidden danger nobody talks about on the label. This juice is flash pasteurized. That's a process designed to kill harmful bacteria and extend shelf life, which sounds responsible. But flash pasteurization also destroys heat-sensitive vitamins like vitamin C and folate, the very nutrients you're drinking this for. Independent lab tests found vitamin C levels up to 40% lower than advertised. For seniors, this means you're consuming a thick, bitter drink with far less immune benefit than you paid for. You're getting calories, some fiber, and the illusion of nutrition. What you're missing is the functional vitamin content that actually supports immune health. Worse, some batches have been recalled for spoilage and mold contamination due to faulty sealing during bottling. When a seal fails, oxygen gets in. Mold spores, always present in the air, find a home in that oxygen-rich environment and begin growing. The thick, pulpy texture of this juice makes it easy for mold to hide. You might see a few dark flecks and assume it's spirulina or kale fiber, but if the juice tastes slightly off, more bitter than usual, with a faint metallic edge, that's your only warning that something grew inside the bottle before you opened it. Seniors with respiratory conditions or mold sensitivities can experience allergic reactions, throat irritation, or breathing complications from moldy juice. It doesn't take much. A few sips of contaminated liquid can trigger an asthma flare, a coughing fit, or worse. And because the mold is hidden in the thick pulp, you don't always catch it before you drink. The bottle promised pure plant power. The production process delivered pasteurized disappointment and potential mold exposure. The brand sells the idea that drinking greens equals health. But when the greens are cooked, stored poorly, and sometimes moldy, you're not building immunity. You're gambling with contamination. Did you ever drink a green juice that tasted wrong but finished it anyway because you thought the bitterness was just vegetables? Deep green color doesn't guarantee nutrition. And flash pasteurization can turn superfoods into hollow calories that look healthy but deliver almost nothing your immune system can use. Bolthouse Farms. Daily greens might look serious and smell like health, but lab tests and recall history show the vitamins are cooked out and the mold risk is real, especially for seniors who can't afford that gamble. At number 5, we've got Airborne Immune Support Gummies, created by a school teacher, marketed as a miracle immunity shield, sold in every pharmacy across America. The story sounds trustworthy. A teacher surrounded by germy kids invented something to stay healthy. The gummies are bright, chewy, sweet. They taste like candy. You pop one, and it feels like a treat, not a supplement. But the FDA has never approved these as effective immune boosters. In fact, the company paid a $23.3 million settlement for false advertising claims. That's not a rumor or exaggeration. That's public record. The brand admitted in legal settlements that their immunity claims weren't backed by real science. But the gummies are still on shelves. The marketing is still aggressive, and people still buy them thinking they're getting protection. Each gummy contains artificial colors, high fructose corn syrup, and excessive amounts of zinc. For seniors, too much zinc isn't just useless, it's dangerous. Zinc overload interferes with copper absorption, which can lead to nerve damage, weakened immunity, and complications with heart medications. Your body needs balance. When you flood your system with zinc from gummies, pills, and fortified foods, that balance breaks. Nerves misfire, immune cells underperform, onions, heart rhythms can become irregular, especially if you're already on medications that affect electrolytes. Manufacturing inspections revealed inconsistent dosing across batches. Some gummies contained double the labeled zinc, others had almost none. That's not quality control, that's guesswork in a factory, and you're the one swallowing the results. The fruity, candy-like flavor hides the fact that you're consuming a product with no proven immunity benefit and real health risks. It tastes like orange or berry, sweet and soft, almost fun. Meanwhile, your copper levels drop, your nerves start tingling, and your cardiologist wonders why your latest tests look off. Seniors on blood thinners should be especially cautious. Zinc can interact dangerously with anticoagulants, either boosting their effect and causing bleeding or reducing their effect and raising clot risk. Either outcome is bad. Either outcome can land you in a hospital. The settlement, the inconsistent dosing, the dangerous nutrient interactions, all of this is public knowledge. Yet the gummies are still marketed as immune support and still trusted by people who don't know the legal history. Have you ever taken a supplement because the package said it worked, only to learn later the science didn't back it up? A chewy gummy that tastes like candy is not the same as real immune defense, and a $23 million settlement is not the mark of a trustworthy product. Airborne built trust on a myth, collected millions in sales, and paid millions in fines. Your health shouldn't be the cost of their marketing success. Now, at number 4, Kombucha GT's Synergy Gingerade, fermented tea, live probiotics, organic ginger. Kombucha is hailed as the ultimate gut and immunity elixir. GT's Synergy is the most popular brand on the market, found in nearly every grocery cooler next to the yogurt and health drinks. The bottle looks artisan, glass, with visible sediment floating at the bottom. That sediment is supposed to signal authenticity, live cultures, real fermentation. You twist the cap and hear a hiss of carbonation. The smell is sharp, tangy, vinegary. The first sip is fizzy, sour, with a burn of ginger at the back of your throat. It feels potent. It feels like medicine that works. But here's what the label doesn't explain. Kombucha naturally contains alcohol due to fermentation. Most bottles contain trace amounts under the legal 0.5% limit for non-alcoholic beverages. But some bottles, especially those that ferment longer or get stored improperly, can exceed that limit. For seniors on medications like antibiotics, antidepressants, or blood pressure drugs, even small amounts of alcohol can cause dangerous interactions. Your liver is already processing multiple medications. Add alcohol, even a small amount, and enzyme systems get overwhelmed. Drug levels in your blood spike or drop unpredictably. Side effects you never experienced before suddenly appear. dizziness, nausea, dangerous drops in blood pressure. Worse, improper storage or over-fermentation can lead to excessive yeast growth and contamination with harmful mold strains. Kombucha is a living product. It continues fermenting in the bottle. If it sits too long on a shelf, or if the cold chain breaks during shipping, fermentation accelerates. Yeast populations explode. Alcohol content climbs. Mold finds a home in the sugary, acidic liquid. Consumer reports have documented bottles that smelled faintly sour or overly vinegary, signs of spoilage that aren't always caught before sale. Seniors with sensitive stomachs or compromised immune systems can experience nausea, diarrhea, or infections from contaminated batches. The tangy, effervescent taste makes you think fermentation is working as intended. But there's a narrow window between healthy fermentation and dangerous over-fermentation, and once a bottle leaves the factory, nobody's monitoring which side of that line it falls on. One batch might be perfect, the next might have sat in a hot truck for 2 days. You can't tell by looking. You only know after you drink it and your stomach starts cramping or your head starts spinning. The promise was balance, vitality, ancient fermentation wisdom. The delivery was unpredictable alcohol content, yeast overgrowth, and potential mold contamination. Why do you think the FDA allows fermented drinks to sit in stores without real-time monitoring of alcohol or contamination levels? A fizzy bottle that smells like vinegar might be perfectly healthy. Or it might be over-fermented, moldy, and dangerous. You won't know until it's already in your system. GT's Synergy. Kombucha feels trendy and wholesome, but for seniors on multiple medications, the alcohol and fermentation risks make it a dangerous gamble disguised as a health drink. Keep watching, because the solution is coming at the end, and it could completely change how you approach immunity and grocery shopping. Landing at number 3, Ocean Spray Cranberry Juice. Cocktail. Immune health. Cranberries are famous for urinary health, antioxidants, natural immunity support. Ocean Spray plasters the word immune across the label in bold red letters. The bottle is iconic. Everyone recognizes that red liquid, that tart cranberry flavor. You pour a glass, and the deep ruby color looks rich, healthy, almost medicinal. The first sip is sweet tart, familiar, comforting. It tastes like something your grandmother kept in the fridge. That familiarity builds trust. But read the ingredients and the trust shatters. This is not pure cranberry juice. It's mostly water, high fructose corn syrup, and artificial flavor. Pure cranberry juice is so tart it's almost undrinkable. What you're buying is a sugar cocktail with cranberry flavoring. Each 8-ounce serving contains 28 grams of sugar. That's nearly 7 teaspoons. For seniors managing diabetes or blood sugar issues, that amount in one glass can cause blood sugar spikes that suppress immune function for hours afterward. Studies show high sugar intake directly impairs the ability of white blood cells to attack bacteria. Your immune system doesn't get stronger from this drink. It gets slower, weaker, less effective. Factory inspection reports have flagged issues with cross-contamination during bottling. Traces of mold and yeast showed up in storage tanks used for multiple products. That means the equipment making your cranberry cocktail might have just finished a batch of another sugary drink, and if cleaning protocols fail, residues carry over. Yeast and mold thrive in sugar-rich environments. By the time the juice is bottled, sealed, shipped, and stocked, colonies can already be growing invisibly in the liquid. The deep red color and tart sweetness create the illusion of health. Cranberries are healthy. Sugar water with cranberry flavoring is not. The betrayal is that the brand uses cranberry's real reputation to sell a product that undermines the very health benefits cranberries are known for. Seniors on heart or kidney medications should be especially cautious. Excess sugar worsens cardiovascular inflammation and adds strain to kidneys already working overtime to filter medications. If your doctor told you to limit sugar and you think cranberry juice is a safe exception, you've been misled by marketing that counts on you not reading past the word cranberry. Ocean Spray's immune health label is pure marketing. The sugar content and contamination risks tell the real story. Have you ever bought a juice thinking the fruit name meant it was healthy, only to discover later it was mostly sugar and water? A glass of red liquid that tastes like cranberries doesn't mean cranberries are what you're drinking. And 7 teaspoons of sugar in every glass means your immune system is drowning, not defending. Ocean Spray promised urinary and immune protection. What they sold was a sugar bomb with a cranberry sticker, and seniors managing chronic conditions are paying the price in blood sugar spikes and inflammation. Coming in at number 2, nature-made vitamin C gummies. Vitamin C is the gold standard for immune support, backed by decades of research. Nature-Made is one of the most trusted supplement brands in America, found in every pharmacy and recommended by doctors for routine supplementation. The gummies are convenient, bright orange, and taste like a candy reward for taking your vitamins. You chew one, and it's sweet, tangy, soft. It feels like you're doing something simple and smart for your health. But manufacturing inspections revealed troubling lapses that break that trust. Independent lab testing found some batches contained significantly less vitamin C than labeled, up to 30% lower in several rounds of testing. That's not a minor variance. That's a fundamental failure in manufacturing consistency. For seniors relying on precise dosing to support immune function, collagen production, or wound healing, this inconsistency is more than disappointing. It's a betrayal of the basic contract between consumer and supplement maker. You buy a product that says 250 milligrams of vitamin C per gummy. You trust that number. You base your daily intake on that number. When the actual content is 175 milligrams or lower, your entire supplement strategy is built on false information. Worse, the gummies are loaded with corn syrup, gelatin from questionable sources, and artificial colors linked to inflammation in sensitive individuals. The chewy, fruity texture and bright orange coating feel like a treat, but underneath, you're consuming sugar and fillers with unreliable vitamin content. Gelatin sourcing has been questioned in some supplement lines. Reports of gelatin derived from non-certified or poorly inspected facilities raise concerns about contamination with heavy metals or prions in extreme cases. That's rare. But when you're taking a supplement daily for months or years, even rare risks accumulate. Seniors with kidney issues should be cautious. Excessive or inconsistent vitamin C can contribute to kidney stone formation, especially in people with a history of calcium oxalate stones. If your gummies deliver random doses, some days 250 milligrams, other days 175, occasionally 300 because of dosing errors, your kidneys face unpredictable oxalate loads. That inconsistency can trigger stone formation in vulnerable individuals. Most people never learn how to fix this, but we'll break it down at the end of the video. The brand built a reputation on reliability and doctor recommendations, but testing results and manufacturing inspections reveal cracks in quality that seniors depending on stable, predictable supplementation can't afford to ignore. Did you ever assume a major brand's vitamin content was accurate, only to learn later that testing showed otherwise? A sweet gummy that tastes like orange candy is not the same as a reliable dose of vitamin C. And when the dose varies by 30%, your immune system and your kidneys are left guessing. Nature Made wants you to trust the label, but lab results show the label isn't always honest. And for seniors managing precise nutrient needs, that dishonesty has real health consequences. And finally, at number 1, the worst offender of all, Activia Probiotic Yogurt Immunity Blend. Activia is synonymous with digestive health and immunity. The commercials show smiling seniors enjoying creamy yogurt in bright kitchens, each spoonful promising billions of live probiotics to strengthen your gut and immune defenses. The cups are stacked in every dairy aisle, marketed as a daily ritual for wellness. You peel back the foil lid and the yogurt inside looks smooth, white, flawless. The smell is faintly sweet, vanilla or strawberry, familiar and comforting. You dip your spoon and the thick, creamy texture coats your mouth. It tastes like health in a cup. That's the promise Activia has sold for years. But independent testing found that many cups contain far fewer live cultures than advertised. Some had nearly undetectable levels due to improper cold chain storage during transport. Probiotics are living organisms. They die when exposed to heat or time outside refrigeration. If a truck delivering Activia sits in a warm loading dock for hours, or if a store's cooler fails overnight, the bacteria die before you ever open the cup. You're eating flavored milk with little to no probiotic benefit. For seniors relying on gut health to manage medication absorption, immune function, or digestive regularity, this is a silent, invisible failure. You think you're supporting your microbiome. In reality, you're consuming dead bacteria and sugar. Worse, FDA inspection reports flagged multiple Activia production facilities for unsanitary conditions, mold on machinery, bacterial contamination in mixing vats. Those aren't small lapses. Those are fundamental failures in hygiene that put every cup produced in those facilities at risk. The thick, creamy texture you trust can hide harmful bacteria that don't change the taste or smell. You won't know the yogurt is contaminated until hours or days later when cramps, diarrhea, or fever begin. Seniors on immunosuppressants or chemotherapy are at highest risk. A single contaminated batch can lead to serious infection, hospitalization, or worse. Consumer complaints logged over the years describe cups that smelled slightly off, faintly sour beyond the normal tang of yogurt, or with a metallic aftertaste. Others reported finding discoloration or odd texture changes. Those are warning signs of spoilage or contamination, but by the time you notice, you've often already eaten several spoonfuls. The brand's advertising pushes daily consumption. That means if you're eating Activia every morning and one batch is contaminated, you're exposing yourself repeatedly before you realize something's wrong. The smell might seem normal at first, the taste familiar, But the invisible threat, dead probiotics, live pathogens, unsanitary production conditions, is real. Stick around. The solution comes at the very end, and it could change how you shop forever. Activia built an empire on immune and digestive promises. But testing failures and facility inspections reveal a betrayal that runs from factory floor to your spoon, and seniors are the ones paying with their health. Now, let's reveal the 2 immunity products that are actually safe and won't betray your health. So the first safe option is Chobani Plain Greek Yogurt. Simple, tested, and transparent. Chobani has built its reputation not on flashy immunity claims, but on delivering consistent, high-quality yogurt with verifiable probiotic content. Independent third-party testing routinely confirms that Chobani's live and active cultures are present in the amounts claimed on the label. That consistency matters enormously for seniors who need reliable probiotic support to aid digestion, medication absorption, and immune function. What makes Chobani stand out is the simplicity. Plain Greek yogurt means milk and live cultures. That's it. No added sugars, no artificial flavors, no long list of stabilizers or thickeners that complicate digestion or interact unpredictably with medications. The thick, tangy texture comes from straining, not from additives. That process also concentrates protein, giving you more nutritional value per spoonful than conventional yogurt. For seniors managing muscle loss or recovery from illness, that extra protein is a genuine health benefit, not a marketing gimmick. Production standards at Chobani facilities have remained high, with few recalls and a transparent supply chain. When you buy Chobani, you know where the milk comes from, how it's processed, and what quality checks happened before it reached your store. That transparency builds trust in a market where many brands hide behind vague terms like natural or immunity blend without backing up their claims with real data. Practical use for seniors. Buy plain Chobani, check the date, store it in the coldest part of your fridge, and consume within the recommended window. If you want sweetness, add a small amount of honey or fresh fruit at home. You control the sugar, and you avoid the hidden sweeteners in flavored yogurts. If you're on antibiotics or medications that disrupt gut flora, a daily serving of Chobani can help restore balance without the contamination risks found in cheaper or less carefully produced probiotic products. Chobani doesn't make exaggerated immunity promises. It delivers reliable probiotics, clean ingredients, and consistent quality, exactly what seniors need in a daily yogurt. The second recommendation is True Lemon Immunity Support Powder, a transparent, no-nonsense option for boosting vitamin C without the sugar, additives, or contamination risks plaguing mainstream immunity drinks. True Lemon built its brand on simple, crystallized citrus with no artificial ingredients. Their immunity powder follows that same philosophy. Real lemon crystals, verified vitamin C content, and nothing you can't pronounce. What makes True Lemon different is what it doesn't contain. No added sugars, no high fructose corn syrup, no artificial colors or flavors, no mysterious natural flavors that hide a dozen chemical compounds. You tear open a packet, pour it into water, and get a tart, clean citrus taste with a measured dose of vitamin C that matches the label. Independent testing has confirmed that True Lemon's vitamin content is accurate and stable, meaning what the package promises is what you actually consume. For seniors managing blood sugar, this is critical. You can boost your vitamin C intake without triggering the glucose spikes that suppress immune function. For those on heart or kidney medications, you avoid the sodium and preservatives found in fizzy vitamin drinks and pre-made smoothies. True Lemon gives you control. You mix it fresh, you know exactly what's inside, and you avoid the storage and contamination issues that plague bottled drinks. Practical use. Keep a box in your kitchen. Mix one packet into a glass of cold water in the morning or whenever you feel you need extra immune support. Because it's a dry powder, it has a long shelf life and doesn't require refrigeration or worry about cold chain failures. That stability makes it ideal for seniors who want reliable supplementation without the logistical headaches of perishable drinks. True Lemon doesn't make miracle claims. It doesn't promise to cure anything or replace a healthy diet. What it does is deliver clean, verified vitamin C in a format that's safe, predictable, and free from the hidden dangers that make mainstream immunity products risky for older adults. These 2 options, Chobani, plain Greek yogurt, and True Lemon Immunity Support Powder, are the immunity products you can actually trust. They don't rely on flashy marketing. They don't hide behind vague health claims. They simply deliver what they promise, with transparent ingredients and consistent quality. For seniors, that transparency and consistency are worth more than any bold label or celebrity endorsement. You trusted the labels. You believed the promises. Immunity support, natural ingredients, wellness in every sip, every spoonful, every packet. But now you know the truth. sugar that weakens your defenses instead of strengthening them, contaminated probiotics that infect instead of protect, vitamins that aren't there even though the label swears they are. For seniors over 50, these betrayals aren't just disappointing. They're dangerous. Blood pressure spikes, medication interactions, infections that land you in the hospital, all because you believed what the package said and never looked deeper. The 9 products we exposed today share one thing in common. They promised immunity and delivered risk. Emergen-C with its sugar load and inconsistent vitamin content. Naked Juice with 50 grams of sugar and contaminated batches. Yoplait Yop with dead probiotics and E. coli risks. Bolthouse Farms with cooked-out vitamins and hidden mold. Airborne with a $23 million false advertising settlement and dangerous zinc levels. GT's Kombucha with unpredictable alcohol and over-fermentation. Ocean Spray with sugar cocktails disguised as cranberry health. Nature Made with unreliable dosing and gelatin questions. And Activia, the #1 offender, with dead cultures and contaminated facilities. Every single one of these products sits on shelves right now. Every single one is marketed to seniors looking for simple ways to stay healthy, and every single one has failed the people who trusted them most. But now, you have the knowledge to walk past them. You know what to avoid and why. More importantly, you know what to choose instead. Chobani Plain, Greek yogurt for real probiotics and clean ingredients. True lemon immunity support. Powder for verified vitamin C without sugar or risk. Those 2 products won't betray you. They won't promise miracles. They'll just do what they say every single time. Yeah, this is the truth the food industry doesn't want you to know. That immunity is built with real nutrition, not marketing slogans. That the brightest labels often hide the darkest secrets. And that seniors, the people most vulnerable to these betrayals, deserve better than contaminated yogurt and sugar-loaded drinks sold as health. Subscribe now, and if you're watching on TV, tap your remote so you never get blindsided again. Every week, we expose the products that look safe but aren't, and we reveal the ones that actually deserve your trust. Your health is too important to gamble on a label. Make sure you're armed with the truth before you shop again.